mystery still haunts communities that surround America's Great Lakes. On this day, 50 years ago, one of the largest freighters ever to set sail in the region went down in a violent storm, taking all 29 of the crew. NewsNation senior correspondent Brian Entin is live for us in Whitefish Point, Michigan. That is near where the Edmund Fitzgerald sank all those years ago. So, Brian, we still don't really know what happened in those final moments.
Yeah, it's still quite a mystery, Nicole, in terms of exactly what happened to the Edmund Fitzgerald. Today is the 50-year mark. You can see there are literally thousands of people out here, out at Whitefish Point, here to remember the 29 people who lost their lives. When the Edmund Fitzgerald launched from Detroit in 1958, it was known as the greatest ship on the Great Lakes. But 17 years later, on November 10th, 1975, the Fitzgerald sank in what's become one of the most mysterious shipwrecks in history. Deb Champeau's dad, Buck, was an engineer on the Fitzgerald. How old were you when this happened?
17 years old, senior in high school, and I got called out of history class to go home immediately, and that's what I did. And we waited and waited. It seemed like eternity for confirmation that, first of all, the ship was gone, and second of all, that my dad was on it.
Deb says she initially hoped her dad was on a lifeboat or able to swim to shore, but none of the 29 victims were ever found.
That is the mystery part of it. Did it happen in seconds? Did it happen in a half hour?
Rick Mixter has been researching the Edmund Fitzgerald for decades and even explored the wreckage with a submarine. Were they able to get the remains of all the people?
That's the big mystery, and that's why Gordon wrote the song. 29 guys on November 10th, 1975 vanished into thin air. The National Enquirer reportedly said aliens took the crew. This is how mysterious it was.
29 crew members went down with the ship without issuing a distress signal. There are many theories why. One of the most popular is that the ship was taken down by a giant wave during a storm.
We had a talk on the phone about a few days before, and the last words was said, "I love you."
Ruth Hudson's only son, Bruce Hudson, was a deckhand on the ship.
Well, I thought they must have made a mistake because the Fitzgerald was so big that they must have made a mistake in the ship.
Now, 50 years after the Edmund Fitzgerald sank in Lake Superior, much of the mystery still remains. Was it a 60-foot wave or something else? The largest ship to ever sink in the Great Lakes remains broken into pieces 500 feet below the surface. And the Edmund Fitzgerald actually sank about 17 miles from where I'm standing right now. With submarines, they were able to bring up the bell that was on the deck of the Fitzgerald, and it is now behind me. It'll be part of the ceremony today where family members will actually ring the bell to commemorate 50 years since the ship went down. Nicole?
Yeah, I have to say, Brian, it really is impressive to see such great turnout behind you there, too. So community really coming together. All right, Brian, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.